President Jokowi was a huge supporter of, was a very like personal, vocal supporter of Go Jek, where he sort of saw Go Jek as this national symbol of the future of Indonesia. You know, there's this like startup that's taken the world by storm. It's put Indonesia on the map. So it was, you know, very, very, very supportive. Initially, interestingly, in the first year, I think the Ministry of Transportation actually banned Go Jek because, in terms of regulation, transport regulation, the motorbike taxi is actually, it's just it's not a legal form of transport. So, but it still obviously existed, and it was so prevalent. So when Go Jek came, you know, the Ministry of Transportation was like, oh, actually, this is illegal. So they banned it. And then President Jokowi actually personally promised that he would talk to the Ministry of Transportation and get this ban reversed. So this was early days, around like 2015, 2016, like the first year or so of Go Jek functioning as an app. Since then, I think it's become a lot more integrated. The president continues to be a personal supporter of Go Jek, even goes to you know, when Go Jek, I think, launched in Vietnam, the president went with the founder and, like, you know, kind of launched Go Jek formally in Vietnam as a symbol of almost like, you know, almost like a symbol of Indonesian trade policy in some ways. So, you know, there's this idea that Go Jek represents this like is like national pride for Indonesia. It also contributes a lot of money to the economy by not just kind of direct effects of employment, but also the second order effects of making e-commerce, like facilitating consumption, e-commerce consumption, facilitating like small businesses, the way I talked about, facilitating food delivery, and, you know, so everyone from like street vendors to high-end restaurants are on the GoFood platform. And so there are accusations of, or sort of not accusations, but kind of feelings that the online motorbike taxi drivers are actually treated, there's special treatment for them by the government. So, and that was very apparent in the pandemic, where there was a lot of relief that was targeted specifically to the online motorbike taxi drivers, so Grab and Go Jek drivers, as opposed to the other informal workers or even other transport workers. And now I think so Go Jek recently, a couple of things have happened. So the founder of Go Jek actually resigned as with his post with Go Jek, and was personally invited by the president to join to become a minister in his cabinet. So that was interesting. And Go Jek does a lot of partnerships with the Indonesian state. So everything from like vaccine distribution to during the pandemic to like digital literacy drives. So yeah, it's a very close knit relationship that's, I think, almost been spearheaded by the president personally himself, and also obviously facilitated by the fact that it's such a big part of life in Jakarta. So interestingly, the motorbike, so they call them ojol online, ojek online, ojek being the motorbike taxi, and online because they're online. So the ojol actually is a figure that's, you know, represented in every billboard and every like representation of any celebration of Indonesian life. The ojol is like they're present as a symbol. So that's always, so that's, to me, it's very interesting, where, you know, you don't see those parallels. Like, you know, no one is like drawing Uber drivers on these like representations of what makes the US great, right? But they do that with ojol in Indonesia.